Hello Flosstube friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren. I am also known as Cross Stitch Bunny here on YouTube and over on Instagram, and this is my Flosstube all about cross stitch. So that is pretty much all I talk about, mixed in with a little bit of life update. Yes, all about the stitching. If you have only just found me for the first time, then welcome. I'm really glad that you did and I hope you stick around. And if you are an existing subscriber, thank you so much. I really do appreciate every single one of you that takes the time to check in and watch my videos and my stitchy updates, because if you didn't, then I wouldn't have anyone to share it with. So thank you to all of you. This is Flosstube number 12. It is the 17th of May, so it is 17 days since I last filmed, so not quite 3 weeks, but longer than 2. And in that time frame, I have done around 32 hours of stitching, so do have quite a bit to show you. That stitching has been split across six projects this month, 3 of which you have seen before that are existing WIPs and 3 new starts. So this episode, I'll obviously show you all my stitching, but I also have a super exciting bit of haul to share with you. Although it's not something I purchased, it is something that I have been lucky enough to be gifted. So I have received an advanced copy, or 2 advanced copies, of Cross Stitch for the Heart by Congdon. I know how many of you have been really excited about this release. I have been excited, I've been waiting for it. It is her 3rd book, and David and Charles, the publishers, were kind enough to gift me 2 copies, one for myself, which obviously I am thrilled to have it and have it early. It's been really exciting to actually see it in the flesh, because I've seen a few of the sneak previews, but I've not seen the whole book. So yes, stick around, because after I've gone through my own stitchy updates, we will be having a proper look at this, and I will be doing a giveaway for the 2nd copy. So hopefully that is exciting. It is my first channel giveaway. I'm going to start really quickly with haul before I get into my own stitching or that book flip through, just because I think once I start the book flip through, I'll forget to do haul and I'll just be too excited to remember to do anything else. So yes, I had a little bit of haul from last month that I forgot to show you, which was just my subscriber copy of The World of Cross Stitching. I am currently subscribed to this because my Cross Stitcher magazine subscription had just come to an end. I was umming and ahhing about whether to renew, and then a really good offer popped up on my Facebook, I think it was. It was 6 issues of The World of Cross Stitching for $9.99, which just kind of made the decision for me that I would resubscribe to this. I had a subscription a while ago. I didn't renew when it lapsed. I switched to Cross Stitcher, and now I've switched back for the time being. So yes, I got this nice issue that like celebrates the Jubilee. There's a nice Jubilee sampler in there. There's a couple of other nice things, and it came with this little freebie. Then from this month, my next issue has just arrived. This arrived yesterday in the post to me. It came with this lovely little freebie kit of fun summer tags. Now, I've already seen someone, Cross Caroline, on Instagram. Hello Caroline, if you're watching. Cross Caroline has already stitched, I think it was the lemon, and I couldn't believe, like I said, my copy only arrived yesterday and she's already made a start on that. So I'd say that's pretty good going if hers arrived yesterday as well. This is a really nice issue. There's quite a few things in here that I think are really lovely. There is a lovely Fiona Baker octopus in here, which is all blackwork. If anybody likes blackwork, I am just trying to flip to it. I should have found it first. But I have previously done a couple of Fiona Baker's woodland animal blackworks, which I really enjoyed. I know she has previously done a blackwork jellyfish, which I have not stitched but really like. And then she has now released this octopus or squid, which is supposed to be, it is an octopus, I was just checking. Yeah, so there's this lovely blackwork octopus, and it is so intricate and looks amazing. It's obviously all been done on the model stitch in the one colour of white, just on the navy background, but I'm really tempted at some point to attempt this, and I was thinking that maybe the tiny little crosses in the black work I could maybe do in colour, or I thought, you know, I could do some of the stitching maybe like the underneath of the tentacles maybe in a metallic. I don't know, I just think it's really pretty. I think it will be a challenge. Like, I frogged quite a bit on one of the previous black work designs from Fiona Baker, the fox, I think it was my blackwork fox. I had to frog and restart the whole thing after putting in my first couple of hours stitching because it just went really wrong somewhere. Like, I do find blackwork to be tricky, but I think this one will be worth it if I can give that a go at some point. My only other haul for this month is something you will have already seen if you follow me on Instagram, and I literally stocked up on a few more of the size 4 large hoops from Hobby Jobby. So these are the nerd hoops. I spoke all about them in Flosstube 11 if you want to flick back if you have not seen that. I do have a discount code for 15% off these. Again, that is in the notes from Flosstube 11. And I just wanted a few more in the size large because this is my favourite size. I was hoping to get one in each colour, but purple I think you've all been buying, and purple was all gone, so I doubled up on the blue. And at the same time I just grabbed myself a Luca S kit. I just think this is really sweet with the little girl and the dog. The little girl reminds me nothing of my little girl, like she doesn't look like her at all, but just being there, like carrying her little teddy bear and talking to a puppy. Yeah, just, we're a very doggy household, and I just found that really sweet. And they did include this little free postcard kit for me. I have found that when I order from Hobby Jobby, and I've ordered from them several times now, they always seem to include some kind of cute little freebie kit. This one is a make a postcard kit, and it actually just looks like beading rather than cross stitch. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it literally looks like you receive the postcard is a printed card, and it just has a small aperture to cut out. There you can see it on the back, like you cut out the window in the aperture, and it looks like you just bead a heart there. But yeah, it's quite sweet, and like I said, I've yet to order from them and not receive a little freebie, so yeah, it's always nice that they seem to pop in a little surprise. So with haul out of the way, I am going to kick off with showing you my whips. I have 3 whips that you have seen before, so we will start with those. The first whip that you have seen before is my Ophelia's Pearl. This is a Mirabilia design. It is from the Petite Mermaids collection. I am stitching her on an opalescent hand dye that I dyed myself. It is 32 count, and I think it's perfect for her. And all those oranges and yellows and beautiful pinks and purples, I think, just really pop on this fabric. I'm so pleased with how she's looking. I've not worked on this masses of times since you last saw it, but hopefully if I pop up a picture you will be able to see, I hope, a little bit of a difference. I have put about 2.5 hours into this since you last saw her in my last episode, so yes, a little bit of solid progress. I will show you what she will look like finished, and I'm hoping that it won't be too long till mine is looking like that. I definitely want to finish her this year. I'll be disappointed if I don't, so yes, I'm looking forward to putting quite a few more hours into this and getting onto the beading. The second whip I have to show you is my tiny Modernist summer signs. So I think last time I showed you, I think I'd finished these 2. You'll see in the comparison that I pop up, because I quite tongue-tied today. I can't quite remember where I got up to with this last time you saw it, but I will put up the comparison picture for you. I do know last time I posted it on Instagram, I had done just one of the palm trees here, and I was working on the second. So I've definitely done quite a lot since you last saw it on Flosstube, and it will mostly have been I think all have been in this square, which I have almost finished. I did actually get further on, so I started, I don't know if you can see, but I started to put the glasses in and had to frog it all out because I made a mistake with my counting and it wasn't fixable. So yeah, I would be a bit further on if I had not had to frog all of the glasses out here, and that is the only thing left to do in that square. So when I put the little sunglasses symbol down here, you can see what it'll look like when it's fully finished, but when I get the sunglasses in, that will be the third square complete and I will only have the one left. I am stitching this on 18 count Rustico Ada, which I've said before, I just think is perfect. It's got like a sandy sort of look to it, like a bit grainy. I think it's excellent for this beachy design. And just on the subject of the Tiny Modernist, I am really loving their designs at the moment. Just think they're absolutely beautiful. Like stitching on this one, I am just thoroughly enjoying. And one of my WIPGO calls was for another Tiny Modernist piece, which I've not started yet, but one of my WIPGO calls for May, so obviously I've still got time, is another Tiny Modernist, and I can't wait to start it. So yeah, loving their designs. I do keep going and popping on their website, and I'm amassing quite a wish list on there also. But yeah, I would really recommend, at least based off stitching this, that they are just really a joy to stitch, these patterns. Very clearly charted, very nicely laid out, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. So that is WIP number 2. WIP number 3 is only a really small bit of progress, and this was my Whimsical alphabet cell. So as you can see, there's not been much of a change since I last showed it to you. I have just done a little bit more on my cat, C for cat. I would have really loved to have finished her before filming this episode, but I just didn't get around to it. Like I said, I had a lot of new starts, which I'm yet to show you, and will be showing you in a minute, and she just didn't get as much attention as I had planned, but I am confident that I will at least have this letter C done by the end of May. This cell has now come to an end, like the final letter for Z has just been released, Z for zebra. I will pop up a picture because now the entire cell pattern has been revealed. And like I said previously, this is a little room in the attic design. So the designer's name is Maria Demina. She is Russian and you can't currently use her Etsy store. All of that is blocked, but if you like this particular design, the cell, I know she does have her own direct website, and maybe it's possible to get them on there if you love these designs. I'm really enjoying this. Like I said, the back stitch is absolutely something else, but well worth it, I think, for the effect that it gives. So that is all of my whips that you have seen before. Now this month for my WIPGO, I had 3 goals called because number 13 was called, and when that happens, Jessie calls out 3 goals for that month instead of 2 goals. So my 3 goals that were called all happened to be new starts. It was a bumper call out of all new start goals for me, which is like exciting. But I had 10-hour goal down for each of those new starts. It's also quite intense. That was like 30 hours of stitching this month spoken for from a WIPGO board. And I decided to go one step further with being a bit crazy, and I thought, well, it's May, it's mania. I'm seeing a lot of people do stitchmaynia on Instagram. Everyone seems to be doing it in their own way. I've never done it before, and I decided really shortly after my last Flosstube episode 11 that I wanted to join in, because when I filmed on the 30th of April, I had no intention to join in Mania, and I changed my mind. Literally that evening, I was talking to my friend Hannah on Instagram, and I will link her stitchy Instagram below. It is a lovely account. She stitches so many beautiful different things. She is on a bit of a rampage of Mirabilia new starts at the moment, and yeah, I'm just so jealous of every single new thing she starts. Like quite a few of her Mirabilia recent new starts are either in my stash or on my wish list, and she's just starting them all. So it's well worth going and having a look at her Instagram if you love Mirabilias especially. She has got loads of things on the go. But yes, I was chatting to Hannah that evening, and yeah, I was enabled to start, like, to join in Mania. I was enabled to join in, and I decided that my plan was going to be that I would have one new start for every Monday of May. So we have had 3 Mondays so far in the month of May, and therefore I have 3 new starts to show you. And I just thought that having the 5 new starts, so one every Monday, as my Mania goal, just made sense to me. It means that I can join in the Mania fun, but it's not adding to my WIPGO goals, because my WIPGO goals for this month was already 3 new starts, 10 hours on each. So I've basically added 2 more, but I won't necessarily be doing 10 hours on the extra 2. I will try, but yeah, I've got 3 out of 5 new starts that have been started, so I will show you those next. So first up to show you is my World of Cross Stitching Patchwork Turtle. This is 10 hours on that, so that is ticked off for WIPGO. So I've not shown you this before, because in my last Flosstube I just showed you the pattern and the fact that I was going to start it. So yes, this is my patchwork turtle. I hope that that is showing up nicely on the camera. I am stitching this on 18 count wave after wave Ada, which is from my own shop. It is one of my most popular prints. I don't think you can see it too well, but it's all kind of like wave printed. I thought it was about time that I stitched something on it myself. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving the 2 together. I've not quite got halfway, but I would say I'm about a third done in those 10 hours, which is great, considering as well like how many colour changes there are and how many colours have gone into this. I think it is progressing quite quickly. I have just noticed with real annoyance, like, this is kept in a project bag, my hands are always clean, I don't have a pen or a pencil stored in the bag with it or anywhere near it. And I don't even know if you will see on the camera, but there is this, you will, I can see it there, look. There's this mark that I have just seen on the fabric when I've pulled it out of this bag. And I don't know what it is or where it's from. But yeah, that is going to really annoy me. It's like a black or grey mark. And it doesn't look like pen. It's definitely not highlighter. It looks more like lead pencil, which is weird because I don't use a pencil. I don't even have a pencil like anywhere near where this would be. I don't know why there is a mark on there. And that's just really annoying me because I think obviously the shell is here. The head's going to come up a bit higher, and that's going to mean that if I can't get this mark out, then when I want to come to display it, like my plan was to display it quite square like this and have quite a lot of this nice fabric on show as my background, and if I can't get that dirty mark off it, then definitely going to have to rethink that. That's really annoying. Oh dear, I am going to have to try and do something about that. Like technically these prints should be colour fast and I should be able to wash it, but I'm always just dubious, which is the same advice that I offer on my website, is that if you don't need to wash them, don't. But I may need to wash this. Any advice on spot removing that stain would be welcome. Like I said, it's just such a pain because it's on a printed Ada. Oh, how annoying. Moving on, the next new start that I have to show you is one that I asked you to vote on. So one of my WIPGO calls was to start any Bothy Wrendale kit that was in my current stash, and I had 2 that I showed you that I was trying to decide between. One was the Wrendale Grow Your Own Bunny Rabbit with all the vegetables, and one was the Brambles Little Mouse on the blackberry canes. And I asked for your help. Loads of you commented thank you on my last video, and it was strange actually, because here on YouTube, the overwhelming majority was in favour of the Brambles mouse. I think pretty much everyone voted for the Bramble mouse that made a comment. But then over on my Instagram, the poll that I did over there was much more heavily weighted toward the grow your own rabbit. And so in the end, because it was like, it was not clear, it was quite close, it wasn't clear who was going to win, I had to like count all the votes that had been posted as comments here, add them to the Instagram ones, and it turned out that the bunny was the winner. Not by very much though. Like when I actually added up all the votes from both social platforms, bunny ended up winning, but it was literally only by about 5 or 6 votes. So it was very, very close call. But this is how he is looking, and I am really thrilled with this, really pleased. I think that it is absolutely beautiful. This is only the second Wrendale that I've ever stitched. My first one was Daisy Mouse, but I can see why people love stitching them so much. I see a lot of people stitching Wrendales on Instagram all the time. I know that they are a very, very popular range of kits, and yes, this is my second one. I am thoroughly enjoying him. I've not added any back stitching yet, but I have almost finished like the majority of the bunny, like pretty much everything below here. There is just a little bit more of his like body, as it were, but this is just going to be the great pile of vegetables really, and I've just got a tiny bit of filling in to do on his face. But this is exactly 10 hours of stitching for me, so I wanted to tick him off my WIPGO board, so I literally set a timer and sat and worked on him this morning just before filming this Flosstube. I did 55 minutes on him because that was what I needed to do to get to 10 hours. And as soon as it beeped, I stopped and was like, yay, he's finished. I can go and film my Flosstube now and actually say that I have completed that WIPGO goal. So yes, this is how Bunny is looking at the moment. This is what the completed design does look like, and for those of you that voted for Bramble, I will be getting to Bramble Mouse, but this is the one overall that won, so that is the one I started. My next new start is not one that has been called on my WIPGO, but on my WIPGO I have a couple of squares for starting any Emma Congdon design, because I have both of her earlier books. So I have Cross Stitch for the Soul, I have Cross Stitch for the Earth, and I have a number of her patterns from magazines as well. Yeah, quite a number of patterns that have been published in various magazines of hers. I think I might have a couple off her Etsy as well. So yeah, I've got a lot of her patterns, and I had dedicated 2 of my WIPGO squares to just being 10 hours on any Emma Congdon. Now that has not been called, but like I said, as it is mania, and I decided that I'm going to do 2 extra starts alongside the 3 that have been called. And with the brand new book arriving to me, I could not resist making a start for one of my mania starts on an Emma Congdon design from this book. So not too much longer until we look through the entire book, but I will just show you the one pattern that I have started. So this is design number 5 from the new book, and it says, I love you for all that you are, all that you have been, all that you are yet to be. And I just think that is the most lovely sentiment. Now this is not the most colourful pattern in the book. It's on, do you know, it's very plain. It is literally just the text with a border, and that is it. There's no motifs or, you know, cute little animals or flowers or lots of colours like there are on quite a lot of the other projects from the book. It's a very simple design, and with it only having 5 colours, I already had those 5 colours in stash, which was one of the major factors in me choosing this to be the first piece I started. And here it is. So this is my first start from the brand new book. I started stitching this on Monday, today's Tuesday, so yes, all of this stitching progress is from yesterday. It is stitching up extremely quickly, but I think part of that has just been my excitement, so that is what I have done so far. And see the fabric that I am stitching it on, this ring light is bleaching it out a little, so I may just try and turn that down a bit, so hopefully you can see the fabric a little better, I hope. But this is one of my printed fabrics in my shop. It's called Dreaming in Colour, and it's kind of blues and pinks and like peaches as well. And I just thought, like I said, with this being quite a plain design in terms of this one being just text and nothing else, I thought it could definitely take a fancy background. This is a sparkly version of that fabric, although I don't know if you can see the sparkles very well on this camera. But yes, so this is my first new start from the Emma Congdon new book. I have done 4 hours on this, so this is 4 hours stitching progress, which I did yesterday. I did 2 hours in the morning and then got on with the rest of our day, and then I did 2 hours of an evening last night, and I just absolutely love it. I am enjoying it a lot, and I am really super excited to show you what is in the rest of the book, which I'm sure you've all been waiting for as well. I know that you'll all be looking forward to seeing that. So yeah, this is just on 14 count, like I said, a Stitch Bunny shop, printed Ada, and yeah, with no further ado, we will move on to looking at the full book. So here it is. This is Cross Stitch for the Heart, 20 beautiful new designs by Emma Congdon that have not previously featured anywhere other than in this book, so they are all brand new. This is published by David and Charles, who did kindly reach out to me and offer me the opportunity to have an advanced copy so that I could share it with you guys and so that I could give one away. They've given me 2, which is extremely generous, so there will be a giveaway, but first let's have a look. So this is the cover, which you will all be familiar with because I'm sure that you have seen like the teasers and the sneak previews. The regular retail price of this book is £16.99 UK pounds. I know that a lot of you guys that are based in the US or elsewhere will also be excited to get your hands on this. I'm not sure what the retail price will be in other countries, but in the UK it's got a £16.99 retail, and you can pre-order it from various places. I will put a link below. Obviously you can pre-order it from Amazon. You can also pre-order it from a couple of other places if you don't like to support Amazon. Some people don't like Amazon. So yeah, there are a few options for pre-order, which I will link below. And to actually look through the entire book, I am going to switch to putting it on the table and going through it with you that way, because you don't need to see my face. What you want to see is the book, so I just think that will work better. So here it is, the big reveal. Obviously this is the front cover, and it tells you here there are 20 beautiful new designs in this book. And here is the main contents page. So I'll just move this over a little bit. So as with the previous books, the design, the layout as it were, is exactly the same. So you have all the designs listed down here with the page number that they can be found on, and then there is a small preview picture of each of the model stitches. So I'll just stay on this page for a moment so you can take all that in, and then I'm going to carefully flick through, but just being mindful of the fact that I'm not going to be showing you the pages that the patterns themselves are actually printed on. So I will just be showing you the model stitch pages. This is just the intro page. And there's quite a lot of informational stuff in here. before you get to the first pattern. So here we are. So it's this beautiful design, and this one is sort of like carnival themed in my mind, like it has a very carnival sort of look to it. Just going to make sure that I'm not showing you the pages that I shouldn't be. So here is the next design. This is Life is the flower for which love is the honey. I think this one is absolutely beautiful. Like, I love the little honey pot here that's hanging off that H. This is definitely one of the designs that I will be stitching. Let's just check. I think that pattern will be on one page, so we should be okay. Here we go. So the next design is this heart that's made up of loads of different words. I believe that this is just love in many different languages. So yeah, that's another beautiful one. Not sure that I will stitch this particular design personally. Just make sure we're past the pattern, but it is a beautiful one. Now this one I absolutely love. So this is definitely on my stitch list, just all these little tokens of love, and I don't even know whether I will do this as its full sampler style piece or whether I will just pick a couple of the little motifs from it. But I do absolutely love this one. In particular, I just really like this cute little love you sign here, and also like the little hearts here. But yeah, I know maybe I probably will end up stitching it all together because it's just too nice. Let's flick past the pattern to the next one. So this one should be familiar to you already. It is the one I've started, and you can probably see it a bit better now than when I was trying to show you held up before. And I just think this particular one is such a lovely quote and a lovely sentiment, and the fact that it is such a clean design in the sense that there's no extra frills or motifs or pictures, like there's nothing to distract you from just the wording. I do think this can take a nice background fabric, and I'm really pleased with the one that I chose. Now I absolutely love this one. This reminds me quite a lot of another Emma Congdon design, which is the like that one makes reference to the stars as well, and I think that one's like you know, aim for the stars, or is it aim for the moon? I don't know, but it's like, I think it's like aiming for the stars. I'm making a mess of this, aren't I? You'll know, like you'll be talking at the screen telling me which one it is, but it's something along the lines of, if you like shoot for the moon and you'll land amongst the stars, something like that. You know which one I mean if you're an Emma Congdon fan. This reminds me of that, and gosh, that was a long-winded explanation, wasn't it? But yeah, this pattern very much reminds me of that one, and I love them both. So yes, that other pattern that I've just made a royal mess of explaining to you is on my to-do list, and so is this one. Absolutely. Now this one is probably my favourite pattern in the entire book, so definitely let me know what you think of this one if you love it too. But I absolutely love this one. I think it is beautiful. I don't know whether it's, you know, the wording is lovely, but I also just like all the little animals, the little deer and the birds, and I just think this whole design is perfect. Yeah, I just think that whole design is perfect. I absolutely love it. The next one, Together is my favourite place. This is all done in kind of shades of blue. Again, another very pretty design. This is another of my favourites, with the two little birds. Obviously the sentiment is lovely. It's a lovely saying. And yes, just another gorgeous design. Like, this one's a bit folksy, isn't it? I think, with the way that the birds have been designed, and then the kind of circus writing here, like that's what that reminds me of. I think another beautiful one. I'm going to have used the word beautiful like 100 times by the time I get to the end of this flip through. But here is the next pattern. Your greatness is not what you have, but what you give. Another gorgeous sentiment and gorgeous design. Whoops. Be the reason someone smiles today. That's a lovely cheery one, isn't it? I just think there is definitely something for everyone in this book. Now, along with the other one that I've just shown you with the small animal motifs on, this is also another that is high on my list of favourites from this book. I think you can just see a theme, like, you know, cross stitch for the earth. I absolutely adored, and I think that particular collection of patterns would be very hard to beat for me personally, just because the nature and animal inspired patterns in there are really up my street. And I think that is probably why this appeals as well. I just like the obviously all the nature imagery that is in there. Here is another sampler sort of style piece of acts of kindness. I'll just go a little bit closer on this so you can please see just a little bit better because they're quite small. So lots of different ideas for acts of kindness, daily acts of kindness that we could all be doing. And yeah, this one is very similar to, you know, in the previous books, there always seems to be one of this sort of theme. So in the cross stitch for the earth book, this is very similar to the style of kind of that recycle and ways to be green piece that is in the other book. Let's root for each other and watch each other grow. So a lovely floral pattern here. Again, another lovely sentiment. Like, I think the quotes that Emma picked to base her designs on are just so nice. Another lovely one. I really do like this one. I will definitely be stitching this one at some point. So take care of each other with the two hugging bears. There, extremely sweet. And here are two smaller hoop designs. And again, I think Emma does stick to a format for these books, because although each collection of patterns is very different, the format seems to be the same in that every book contains a couple of small designs like this. So for cross stitch for the earth, like the equivalent would have been those like recycle, like don't throw trash in the splash. Like, you know, there's always a couple of smaller hoop designs, and these are those for this book. There's this one, love yourself first and everything else will fall into place. And here is the large sort of full coverage style piece for this book. Very colourful, very beautiful. Said good vibes, equality, hope, pride, together. Sure that this one will be popular. Sorry, I keep having to cut slightly on the video, just because it's a bit tricky to not show the patterns. Now this is another lovely one, and I really like this one. I love all the words. So it says, perhaps they are not stars, but rather openings in heaven, where the love of our lost ones pours through and shines down upon us to let us know they are happy. How gorgeous is that? Now, I'm not sure that I will stitch this on blue, but I will definitely be stitching it. I just think that is amazing. And the final picture, the final design is this Follow Your Heart, It Knows the Way. And that is designed as a Queen of Hearts playing card. So that is every design, I think, in the entire book. This has been extremely awkward because my camera stand, like my tripod thing, decided to break just before I was trying to set up to show you this. So I've had to hold it with one hand the whole time, which was not my plan. I would have much preferred to be able to flick through with both my hands, but never mind. Yeah, so that was the last pattern, and then we just have like a technique section. There is a conversion section, just some general advice on following charts and cleaning your work. And obviously just about the author in the back. So there's Emma there, who I think we should all just thank for designing what is another incredibly beautiful collection of patterns. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you love it? I definitely do. I am just so excited to start stitching. Well, I already have, but I'm excited to start stitching even more from this book. I hope you have enjoyed that and that it has just given you a bit more insight into what you can expect from your copy. So back to me and my face. I really hope that you enjoyed that flip through of this book. I did, like, even though obviously I've already flipped through it on my own, like just going through it again for you guys. It is such a beautiful collection of designs. It really is. I hope that having now seen it in detail, you're even more excited to pre-order it than you already were. Yeah, and if you haven't pre-ordered it, definitely do, because it's fantastic. Although saying that, I do have a copy to give away. So like I said, I know that you'll be keen to pre-order it if you haven't already. And so I'm not going to let the giveaway drag on for too long. Like, you can enter in the comments below on this video by using the word heart, so H-E-A-R-T. Please use that in your comments if you would like to be entered to win this, because that is the word that I will use to search the comments to pick a winner. And if you don't mind, in your comment, please also tell me which is your favourite design, like which one you think that you would stitch first if you are the winner. The competition is open to everyone. I was debating over whether to make it UK only, because this is not going to be cheap for me to post. It is a fairly substantial book, but I don't want to exclude anyone. It is my first channel giveaway. I'm excited about it. So wherever you are, whether you're in the UK, US, or anywhere else, I will post this to you if you win. Just please make sure that you are over the age of 18. Please be a subscriber to my channel, like and comment on this video, and make sure you include that word heart. The winner will be announced in my next Flosstube, episode 13. So please, is it the bell? Yeah, please click on the bell and then you'll be notified when my next video comes out. And yes, then we will find out who has won and I can get this on the way to you. So just before I go, I'll do a really quick life update, because nothing too incredibly exciting has happened to us in the last couple of weeks. I think the only things of note really to mention is that we are finally getting some decent weather. We have been loving it, enjoying it, and for the first time in 3 years, I think it was, for the first time in 3 years, the local village festival or carnival has been on again. So yeah, it was cancelled in 2021 because of COVID, cancelled in 2020 because of COVID. So the last time that the carnival was on in our village was 2019. So yeah, this would have been like the 3rd year with no carnival if they had not reinstated it, but they did. I don't have any pictures because we were just having such a good time that it was one of those where you just enjoy being there, and we just didn't have our phones out at all. But yeah, that was about the most exciting thing that we've done in the last couple of weeks, was attend the carnival. And my other half, Adam, like his cousin, is an Elvis impersonator, a very good one in my opinion. He's really good. He's called Memphis Mike, that is his name. You might be able to look him up online if you like Elvis music. But he does like a lot of weddings and functions and things like that, and they always have him at the carnival. So that was quite nice. And like our 2 kids were dancing along, and Daisy was like, "It's Uncle Mike," just calls him Uncle. And yeah, it was very sweet, and we enjoyed watching him and catching up with quite a lot of Adam's family, because there was quite a lot of his other family members that came along with Mike who was performing, so we got to see them. And then there was little rides and just fun activities for the kids, and they had some pocket money and bought a few bits. So yeah, it was lovely. We had a really lovely time, and I'm so glad that that event was able to run this year. Upcoming plans for the next couple of weeks, we don't really have any. Like I said, it's lovely weather. I'm getting out more in general with the kids, doing more stuff with them. It's lovely for it not to be raining all the time or threatening to rain, and yeah, we're just taking advantage of the weather, spending a lot of time in the garden. Plan to be doing more of that, and also plan to be getting quite a lot more stitching done. So in terms of my stitchy goals for the remaining couple of weeks of this month, I have 2 more Mondays left in May, which means 2 more new starts. One of them will be a tiny Modernist new start, so that will be one of the seasonal band samplers. I did show you all 4 in Flosstube 11, but I will just show you again that my WIPGO call was just to do any of these 4 designs, so make a start on one of them. I was going to ask you guys to help me out by doing a poll, like I did mention that I might ask for input on this, but I don't think I am going to, because I think I have decided that I would like to do them spring, summer, autumn, winter, regardless of the fact that spring, I don't know, is spring technically over yet? Are we in summer? I'm not sure, but I definitely do know that starting the spring one now, like, you know, it's definitely not going to be finished in time. But that is the order that I want to stitch them in. So I will be starting with the spring design. That will be my new start for Monday, and the goal will be 10 hours because that is the goal on my WIPGO board, and then that leaves me one free space for the final Monday of the month to have a new start that is completely free choice and could be anything. I have no idea what I'm going to do for that yet. We will see, but I have got my new size 4 hoops that I showed you at the beginning in haul, so I do have enough large hoops to start something of a decent size without having to mess around with switching. So yeah, that is my life plans, is just enjoy the weather, get out, do stuff, have fun, and stitching plans are 2 more new starts. I will see you all next time. Do remember to click that bell, because I would hate for you to win the giveaway and then not be notified or forget, because my intention is that I will give the winner you know, like a 10-day time frame or probably thereabouts to contact me with their address and stuff, and if I don't hear back from them, then I will obviously redraw. So yeah, please remember to subscribe and sign up for notifications so that you do not miss out on that giveaway announcement. Take care everyone, enjoy your stitching, and I will see you at the very end of the month. Bye!